Hey everyone, Jake from 80/20 Automotive here. Today we're talking about performance modifications and upgrades for the Volkswagen MK5 GTI. The MK5 GTI was produced from 2006 to 2009 and uses a 2-liter turbocharged EA113 engine. Because these engines are turbocharged, they respond very well to tuning and performance modifications. And so with just a few simple bolt-on modifications, these engines can produce pretty good power numbers despite only coming with approximately 200 horsepower from the factory. However, there are a couple caveats and power limitations with this engine. So first off, a stock MK5 GTI is going to dyno somewhere in the 190 to maybe 200 wheel horsepower range on a very healthy engine. From a max power standpoint, these engines are predominantly limited by torque, not necessarily wheel horsepower. So from a torque standpoint, about 350 to 375 wheel torque is really the upper limits for safety and reliability. So you'll want to go ahead and make sure you carefully manage torque with proper tuning and stay around that 350-ish wheel torque range to maximize reliability. The second limitation on these engines is going to be the high pressure fuel pump. The high pressure fuel pump is a slight limitation from a performance standpoint, but it is predominantly an issue from a reliability standpoint. So from a power expectation standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and talk about things in a few different kind of stages. So with a basic kind of stage 1 setup, which is predominantly just going to be tuning, maybe an intake, we're probably looking at about 240 to 260 wheel horsepower. From there we have stage 2, which goes from about 270 to 290 wheel horsepower, and at those levels is where we start to reach the limitations of the stock K3 turbocharger. The stock K3 turbocharger is going to max out at about 280 to 290 wheel horsepower. So if we want to push beyond that, we'll need to look at upgrading to a K4 turbocharger, which is what can get us to the 320 to 350 wheel horsepower range, which is going to be right up against the safe limits of this engine from a reliability standpoint. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our list of modifications. Of course, number one, the most important thing here is going to be engine tuning. Tuning is where all the big power gains are going to come from. So that is the building block for everything else on this list. An important consideration here is if you have the DSG automatic transmission, then transmission tuning is highly recommended just to help those automatic transmissions hold all of this additional power and maintain reliability. If you have a manual transmission, these can hold quite a bit more power, and so you don't need to start looking at upgrades until you go to a K4 turbocharger upgrade, at which point you'll want to go ahead and upgrade the stock clutch. With all that being said, working with a good reliable tuner is important because, like I mentioned, torque is the killer here, so we want to make sure that we're managing torque properly once we start pushing up to those higher power levels that get right up around the safe limits for this engine. Second on my list is a cold air intake. Now, an intake's not going to do the most from a power gain standpoint, but now that we're running higher boost levels with the turbocharger from the tuning, it's important to supply the turbocharger with more air. That ultimately just helps the turbocharger do its job a little bit more easily, and so the turbocharger can operate more efficiently, which does add a bit of extra power, but also it's helpful in reducing heat produced from the turbocharger and doing a number of other things like improving throttle response. And then the third modification on the list is going to be the other side of this equation here, and that's going to be an upgraded downpipe. The downpipe is the first component of the exhaust system, and so now that we are bringing more air into the engine, we're running higher boost levels, we now have more air that we have to get out of the engine. And so upgrading the downpipe is important for reducing back pressure within the exhaust system. So what happens with the factory downpipe is you have a lot of back pressure that gets built up, and that back pressure actually works as a force against the turbocharger, and so it will reduce turbocharger spool, put a lot more stress on the turbo, and therefore cause excess heat to be produced from it. So by upgrading the downpipe, we're able to reduce back pressure, and that's going to allow the turbo to spool more freely. So we're going to get faster turbo spool, we're going to get less heat, and a more efficient turbocharger, which is actually good for some pretty significant power gains. So a downpipe is a must-have, especially for running stage 2 and more aggressive aggressive tunes. Fourth on my list is an upgraded intercooler. Now this is one of the more expensive upgrades on the list, but the factory intercooler heat soaks very easily, especially at higher boost levels. Upgrading the intercooler is going to give you a lot more consistent performance, especially if you frequently do a lot of aggressive driving where you're doing back-to-back pulls, or if you live in a hotter climate where you have way warmer temperatures, especially in the summertime. An intercooler is going to be important for making sure we're sending consistently cold air into the engine and we're not letting heat soak send warm air into there. And so it's something that you're not necessarily seeing big power gains out of, but what we are going to see is a lot more consistency, and it's also helpful from a reliability standpoint because the colder the air, the better for reliability. Fifth on our list is the high pressure fuel pump. So the high pressure fuel pump, like I mentioned, has a little bit of performance benefit to it, but it also is predominantly a reliability upgrade. Once you start running higher boost levels, pushing that 260 plus wheel horsepower range, that's when the factory high pressure fuel pump starts to run into some issues with fuel flow. So upgrading the high pressure fuel pump is important to make sure we have consistent fuel delivery and that we're not running lean under high boost. But also when we upgrade the high pressure fuel pump, we can run some small E20 to E30 blends. Those small ethanol blends is what can actually add an additional 10 to 15 wheel horsepower. So that's really what can help push you from this 270 into the 280 to 290 wheel horsepower range, which is where we're maxing out the K3 turbocharger. So that's the basic kind of bolt-on modifications here. I'm going to talk about two more supporting modifications, and that is going to be the factory diverter valve as well as the PCV valve. The factory diverter valve is known to collapse under boost, and so it can go ahead and leak off boost pressure. Ultimately, it's just not very good at holding the high boost pressures and is known to fail once you start adding aggressive tuning to it. And so upgrading the factory diverter valve is a good reliability modification just to make sure that you're actually holding all of the boost that the turbo is producing at those higher boost levels. And then the PCV valve is a known issue, and so upgrading the PCV valve is a recommended upgrade. So after we've done all of those things, for pushing the upper limits here, we're looking at getting around 280 to 290 wheel horsepower. From there, that is where the K3 turbocharger is tapping out. So if we want to produce additional power and get up kind of to the limits of this engine, we're going to need to upgrade to the K4 turbocharger. This is a relatively easy and cost-effective upgrade, and it's going to be able to get us to 320 to 350 wheel horsepower. Now to do this, you're definitely going to want to do all of the other mods on this list. Definitely an intercooler. You're definitely going to have to do the high pressure fuel pump. And then if you have the automatic transmission, you're going to need transmission tuning. If you have the manual, you're going to need a clutch upgrade. So to go ahead and do a K4 turbocharger upgrade, you're going to want to do everything on this list that I mentioned. I recommend doing it even if you're just running the K3, but totally understand if you're trying to keep power levels low and you don't want to go spending $800 on a high quality intercooler if you aren't really pushing things to the max, and same with the high pressure fuel pump. And so that really covers it for our list of basic modifications on these engines. There are a couple other things here. You're going to want to make sure you inspect the cam follower and make sure you're not running into any cam follower issues, because cam follower wear is a common issue on these engines. Outside of that, stick to frequent oil changes, running high quality oils, and all those small things that you need to do to maintain reliability when tuned and running higher boost. So that covers it for this video on performance upgrades for the MK5 GTI. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. If you appreciate this video, please click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for all the future Volkswagen and Audi content that we have coming.